Welcome back to Lobotomy Corporation. I'm Grillmastah, and today we have two objects. The first is Old Belief and Promise. Old Belief and Promise is a mysterious marble hanging in the containment unit. Use the target to upgrade an eagle weapon. Small energy will be consumed upon upgrading. We know about countless promises and beliefs that have been repeated from ages ago. Weapon upgraded through the target will have stronger attack power. However, only hollowness and betrayal return from them. However, there's a chance that eagle weapon will perish during the upgrade. Betrayed hearts were slowly forgotten in the depths. Upgraded weapon will lose the target's influence and return to its original attack power after a day. If you try without wanting anything in return, you might receive an unexpected reward. If you send an employee in without any sort of weapon, nothing happens. If you send an employee in who has an eagle weapon on, they will send their weapon in and pray and hope that they will receive an upgraded one. If they do, they will be extremely happy and walk out, and their weapon will have increased in the amount of damage it does. If they do not get their weapon back and it fails, the weapon is destroyed and you do have to get it again. And they are very, very unhappy about it. But the weapon is gone and you are left with nothing. The second abnormality is the shelter from the 27th of March. The shelter from the 27th of March. A shelter that fully shields from the outside world, including light. The subject who enters the shelter from the 27th of March becomes immune to all types of damage. However, the effects do not apply to damage caused by 0991. Also, their HP and SP will slowly heal from the moment they enter the shelter from the 27th of March. The shelter still remembers that day. If the subject enters the shelter from the 27th of March while being pursued, they will become undetectable to the pursuer. The P Company wished to build the safest place on Earth. As such, the interior housed a large amount of long-lasting supplies, which will allow anyone who stayed inside to survive for a very long period of time. If a subject remains inside the shelter from the 27th of March for 30 seconds or longer, the quoth counter of the abnormality inside the facility will become 0. Such a phenomenon will repeatedly happen around other containment units until the subject leaves the shelter from the 27th of March. Thanks to the shelter, the selected refugees were shielded from an ocean of screaming and bloodshed. But the shelter, while perfectly safe inside, alters the perception of the outside to become even more hopeless. It literally becomes the safest place on Earth. When somebody enters the shelter, they stand just housed inside. And the longer they last, the more and more the facility begins to break into chaos. Every 30 seconds, a new abnormality will begin to break out. There are a few times in the game where this can actually become one of the most useful things that you can have. For the abnormalities can defeat bosses or other abnormalities. But that has been Old Belief and Promise and Shelter from the 27th of March. Until next time.